There exists a moment in the life of twin flames that is more intense than anything any romance novel has ever described, more transformative than any therapy can provide. It's when two souls who recognize themselves as a single divided essence make love physically for the first time. I'm not talking about ordinary sex or physical compatibility. I'm talking about an experience that completely redefines your understanding of what it means to be truly connected to another person. The truth is that when twin flames make love for the first time, there is no learning curve, no gradual discovery, no adjustment period. It's like two musical instruments that were created to play in perfect harmony, finally finding each other after years of being played separately. The result isn't just music, it's a cosmic symphony. In this video, I'm going to reveal exactly what happens when twin flames make love for the first time, why this experience is different from any other intimacy you've experienced or will ever experience. What are the unmistakable signs that you've gone through this transcendent experience? And most importantly, how this first physical union awakens abilities and connections that will remain active for the rest of your life. So stick with me until the end, because when you understand what really happens in this sacred moment between two twin flames, you'll grasp why some loves mark the soul forever, while others fade from memory with time. And if you're ready to discover truths about human intimacy that can transform your perspective on relationships forever, show your support by hitting that like button down below. But first, you need to understand why the first time between twin flames is completely different from any sexual experience you've had or imagined. When two ordinary people make love for the first time, there's nervousness, discovery, a gradual process of getting to know each other's body and preferences. But when twin flames connect intimately for the first time, something completely different happens. There's no awkwardness, no shyness. It's as if they already knew exactly how to touch each other, as if they'd already made love 1,000 times before, as if every caress, every movement, every breath was deeply familiar. This instant familiarity happens because twin flames aren't getting to know a strange body. They're rediscovering the other half of their own physical essence. It's as if two fragments of the same original energy were reuniting again, creating a resonance that goes far beyond ordinary sexual compatibility. Each touch awakens memories that transcend this lifetime. Each kiss activates recognitions that come from dimensions much deeper than current experience. But here's what makes this experience truly extraordinary, and explains why so many twin flames report that their first time happened before they even met physically. The union between them doesn't need the body to manifest. In reality, physical connection is just one of many ways through which two twin souls can experience intimacy. And frequently, the first real sexual experience between them happens in energetic dimensions that completely transcend the limitations of the physical world. Imagine waking up in the middle of the night with pleasure sensations so real that you're certain someone was touching you. Imagine having an erotic dream so vivid and transformative that you wake up with your body still vibrating with ecstasy, and discovering days later that the person you dreamed about had exactly the same dream on the same night. Imagine feeling, out of nowhere, waves of pleasure coursing through your body while you're working, driving, or doing completely normal activities, only to discover later that your twin flame was thinking about you two together at that exact moment. These aren't romantic fantasies. These are manifestations of an ability that all true twin flames develop. The skill to connect erotically through dimensions of consciousness that operate independently of time, space, and physical proximity. Jung extensively documented cases where patients reported simultaneous sexual experiences with people who were geographically distant, shared dreams that were confirmed by the other person, and physical sensations of intimacy that happened in perfect synchronicity between two people who weren't even in the same city. And here we arrive at the first major secret about how twin flames make love for the first time. This first experience almost always happens before the first physical encounter. It happens through dreams that are so real, they awaken the entire body. It happens through meditations where you feel invisible presences touching you with a tenderness you've never experienced. It happens through moments of longing so deep that they literally open energetic channels between you, allowing you to experience simultaneous pleasure even when separated by continents. The first time between twin flames is, in reality, an awakening. Not just the awakening of the body, but the awakening of multidimensional abilities that remain dormant in most people. It's when you discover that you can feel someone's touch, even when that person is on the other side of the world. It's when you realize that you can share not just thoughts, but physical sensations, shivers, warmth, pleasure. It's when your soul remembers that true intimacy completely transcends the limitations of the physical body. But this experience doesn't happen for just any couple. It only manifests when there exists authentic recognition between two souls who are literally complementary parts of the same original essence. And this recognition always awakens abilities that go far beyond ordinary sexuality. The first intimate experience between twin flames always activates what ancient traditions call Kundalini energy. This is a powerful spiritual force that remains dormant at the base of most people's spine, and that, when awakened, travels through all the chakras of the body, creating sensations of pleasure and consciousness expansion that go far beyond conventional physical climax. When two twin flames connect intimately for the first time, whether physically or energetically, this energy awakens simultaneously in both. And what happens then is an experience that completely transcends our normal understanding of sexuality. It's not just genital pleasure. It's pleasure in every cell, in every atom, as if your entire being was making love with the entire being of the other person. The heart chakra expands so intensely that you feel a love so deep it becomes physically tangible. It's as if your chest would open to embrace the entire universe. The throat chakra activates in such a way that you can literally feel the words of love your twin flame is thinking, even from a distance. The third eye chakra opens, allowing you to see your twin flame making love with you, even when they're not physically present. And the crown chakra expands in such a way that you experience a connection with something much greater than both of you. It's as if you touched the original source of all creation, as if you participated in the very act through which the universe was generated. Jung observed that his patients who lived this experience described a sensation of communion with the divine through erotic union. It was as if two parts of God were reuniting through them. What characterizes the first time between twin flames is that it always results in permanent changes in both people's consciousness. After experiencing this transcendent form of intimacy, they can never again settle for superficial sexuality or relationships based solely on physical compatibility. It's as if they'd tasted the nectar of the gods and now knew there exists a form of love that completely transcends everything society teaches about relationships. Many people who live this experience are initially confused, even frightened. They wonder if they're losing their minds, if they're confusing fantasy with reality. But Jung discovered that this confusion is natural and even healthy. It indicates that your consciousness is expanding beyond conventional limits, that you're awakening abilities that always existed within you, but remained dormant until the encounter with your other spiritual half. And here we arrive at the second major secret. The first time between twin flames is never just about pleasure. It's about recognition. It's about two souls who finally reunite after years of separation. It's about healing an existential wound you carried for lifetimes without even realizing it existed. It's about discovering that you weren't meant to walk this journey alone, that there exists someone in this universe who is, literally, part of you. During this first intimate experience, whether physical or energetic, something profound awakens in both. It's not just the body that responds. It's the entire soul that vibrates with recognition. It's as if every cell screamed, "Finally!" It's as if your entire being sighed with relief after a search that lasted lifetimes. It's the moment where you finally understand what you were looking for in all the other relationships you had. But this experience also comes accompanied by an emotional intensity that can be overwhelming. Many twin flames cry during or after the first intimate experience, not from sadness, but from an emotion so deep it has no name. It's joy mixed with longing, ecstasy mixed with relief, completeness mixed with a cosmic nostalgia for something you finally recovered. Jung observed that this intense emotional response happens because the first intimate union between twin flames awakens memories that transcend this lifetime. They are memories of when you were a single soul, before the separation that allowed you to experience existence through two different perspectives. It's the moment where you reconnect with a part of yourself that was lost for so long that you'd forgotten it existed. And it's this reconnection that explains why the experience is so transformative. You're not just making love with another person. You're making love with the other half of yourself. You're experiencing the wholeness you always sought, but through a form of intimacy that goes far beyond anything you ever imagined. The first intimate experience between twin flames also always includes telepathic elements that are impossible to ignore. You know exactly what the other is feeling, not just emotionally, but physically. When one experiences pleasure, the other feels it simultaneously. When one shivers, the other shivers at the same instant. It's as if you shared a unified nervous system that operates independently of physical distance. This telepathic ability manifests in extraordinary ways during the first time. You can be touching your twin flame and know exactly where they want to be touched before they even say it. You can anticipate their movements, their rhythms, their most intimate needs. It's as if you were dancers who had rehearsed a complex choreography for years, even though you'd never danced together before. But telepathy goes beyond physical sensations. During the first intimate experience, twin flames frequently have access to each other's thoughts, memories, even dreams. You might suddenly know things about their past that they never told you. You might see images of their childhood passing through your mind while you make love. You might feel their emotional wounds as if they were your own, and simultaneously feel how your love is healing those wounds. Jung documented cases where patients reported that during the first sexual experience with their twin flame, they literally saw the other person's entire life pass before their eyes. They saw their past lives together, understood the spiritual agreements they had made before being born, comprehended why they had met at this specific moment in history. It was as if physical intimacy opened portals of access to dimensions of information that normally remain inaccessible. And here we discover the third major secret. The first time between twin flames is never just about the present. It's about all the lifetimes where you loved each other, all the epochs where you met and recognized each other, all the agreements you made to support each other through journeys of spiritual evolution. It's as if physical intimacy activated a cosmic library where all these memories are archived. Many twin flames report that during the first intimate experience, they suddenly understand not just who they are individually, but what mission they came to fulfill together in this lifetime. It's as if the act of physical love awakened a consciousness about spiritual purposes that go far beyond the romantic relationship. They realized they didn't meet just to be happy together, but to contribute in some specific way to the evolution of human consciousness. This expanded consciousness about purpose also manifests through creative abilities that are activated during or after the first intimate experience. Twin flames frequently discover that together they can create things that would be impossible individually. It might be works of art, spiritual projects, forms of healing that emerge naturally from the union between them. It's as if physical intimacy catalyzed a form of co-creation that operates on multiple dimensions simultaneously. But perhaps the most extraordinary aspect of the first time between twin flames is that it establishes a permanent connection that completely transcends the limitations of conventional relationships. Even if you never meet physically again, even if life circumstances separate you, even if one of you isn't ready to handle the intensity of the connection, something fundamental has changed forever. There now exists an open energetic channel between you that allows communication, mutual support, and even continuous intimate experiences, regardless of physical distance or external circumstances. It's as if you'd established a private radio frequency that only you two can tune into. Through this frequency, you can communicate telepathically. You can support each other energetically during difficult moments. And you can continue making love through dimensions that transcend the physical body. Jung observed that patients who had lived the first intimate experience with their twin flame maintained connection with that person for the rest of their lives, even when they weren't in a relationship. It was as if they had created a bond that existed beyond the conventional categories of married, single, committed, or available. It was a form of connection that completely transcended the social structures that govern normal relationships. This permanent connection also manifests through constant synchronicities that happen between the two people. They can be living completely separate lives, but continue experiencing meaningful coincidences that prove they're still energetically connected. They might think of each other at the same moment, might have similar dreams on the same night, might go through parallel experiences that cannot be explained as mere coincidence. And here we arrive at the fourth and most important secret about the first time between twin flames. It's not an ending, but a beginning. It's not the climax of your spiritual journey together, but the awakening to possibilities of growth and evolution that you didn't even imagine existed. It's when you discover that love can be much more than just a beautiful feeling between two people. It can be a transformative force that actually changes the reality around you. The first intimate experience between twin flames always catalyzes a process of spiritual acceleration in both people. Suddenly, you begin to grow and evolve much faster than you did before meeting each other. It's as if the union had activated a form of development that operates at lightning speed compared to normal. Old wounds heal faster, psychic abilities develop naturally, profound insights about life arise spontaneously. This acceleration happens because when two halves of the same soul reunite and unite intimately, they create a joint energetic field that is much more powerful than the sum of their individual energies. It's as if two atoms fused, creating a new form of matter that possesses completely different properties from the original elements. And these new properties include abilities of manifestation, healing, creation, and transformation that completely transcend what was possible when you were separated. Jung discovered that couples who lived authentic twin flame experiences frequently became catalysts of transformation for all the people around them. It was as if they radiated a frequency of love that awakened other people to higher possibilities of relationship and human connection. They became living examples that it's possible to love without possessiveness, to connect without codependency, to be intimate without losing individuality. But this ability to positively influence other people also brings responsibilities. Twin flames who unite consciously discover that they can no longer live just for themselves. They become, in a very real way, guardians of an elevated form of love that needs to be shared with the world. Not necessarily through teachings or therapies, but simply through the way they live, the quality of presence they emanate, the energetic frequency they maintain. There is something even deeper that happens during this first intimate experience between twin flames that only people who have truly lived it can understand. It's when you realize you're not just making love with a person, but you're making love with aspects of yourself that had been lost over countless incarnations. It's when you discover that your twin flame carries parts of your own soul that you'd been searching for forever without knowing they existed. Imagine discovering there exists someone who knows your most intimate thoughts before you even think them. Someone who understands your deepest wounds, not because you explained them, but because they also carry similar scars from the same traumas you lived together in other dimensions. Someone who knows exactly how to heal your oldest pains, because they possess the complementary qualities that were specifically designed to restore what in you was fragmented. During the first intimate union, this process of mutual healing happens automatically and profoundly. Each touch heals wounds that go back to past lifetimes. Each kiss dissolves karmic patterns you'd carried for millennia. Each moment of shared pleasure liberates aspects of your personalities that had been repressed by traumas that transcend this current existence. That's why so many twin flames cry during or after the first sexual experience. They're not tears of sadness, but tears of cosmic relief. It's as if an existential pain you'd carried for years finally found its healing. It's as if a fundamental emptiness that defined your life experience was suddenly filled by a completeness you didn't even know was possible to experience. Jung documented that his patients who lived these experiences frequently reported a sensation of coming home during the first intimacy with their twin flame. It wasn't just comfort or familiarity. It was the deep recognition that they had finally found the place in the universe where they had always belonged. It was the understanding that all the searching, all the previous relationships, all the experiences of loneliness and incompleteness had been just preparation for this moment of sacred reunion. But this experience also awakens a revolutionary understanding about the nature of human sexuality that goes far beyond what any conventional sex education could teach. You discover that sexual ecstasy, in its highest form, isn't just physical pleasure. It's an expanded state of consciousness where you literally transcend the limitations of individual identity and experience unity with all existence. And here is the final truth about what happens when twin flames make love for the first time. You discover that you didn't come to this lifetime just to find each other and be happy together. You came to remind humanity that there exists a way to love that transcends all the limitations that society imposes on human relationships. You came to demonstrate that it's possible for two people to unite so deeply that they become more than the sum of their individual parts. When you understand that your first intimate experience with your twin flame was, in reality, a spiritual sacrament that initiated you into mysteries of love that transcend this dimension. When you realize that through this union, you touched aspects of existence that most people don't even suspect exist. You never again look at relationships, sexuality, or even your own life the same way. You awaken to the truth that we are all participants in a cosmic dance much more beautiful and meaningful than our ordinary mind can comprehend. If something in you recognized your own experience in this video, if you felt that I was speaking directly about something sacred that you lived but never knew how to explain, then leave in the comments the phrase that will show me you truly understood the depth of this revelation. I recognize the multidimensional love of twin flames. This confirmation tells me that you didn't just watch until the end, but that something in your soul was activated by this information. And if this content opened doors of understanding about dimensions of intimacy and love that you didn't even know were possible, then I need to tell you about 2 exclusive materials I created based on the deepest teachings of Carl Jung about soul connections and inner transformation. The first is 21 Days of Transformation with Carl Jung, a practical guide that will take you through the most powerful techniques developed for individuation and deep self-knowledge. For 21 days, you'll work with specific exercises to integrate your shadow, dialogue with your unconscious, and mainly, understand the multidimensional aspects of love and sexuality that transcend the physical. It's like having Jung as your personal therapist, guiding you through the deepest mysteries of the human psyche. The second is the Soul Survival Manual, because I know that when you're going through the intensity of a twin flame connection, especially when you experience transcendent union, some moments can be overwhelming. This manual contains practical strategies, based on depth psychology, to navigate the most intense aspects of these experiences. These are tools you can use when the connection becomes so real that you question your own sanity, when experiences transcend everything you thought you knew about reality. The links to these materials are in the first pinned comment of this video. Your contribution allows me to continue bringing revelations based on the deepest teachings of Carl Jung, helping souls like yours awaken to truths about human connection that can completely transform your experience of love and relationships. Remember, when 2 twin flames make love for the first time, they're not just starting a relationship. They're initiating a spiritual mission that can transform not just their own lives, but all of reality around them through the transcendent power of divine love manifested in human form. Thank you for having the courage to explore with me these sacred mysteries of connection between souls. I'll see you in the next video.